into it. I've been steering towards it. My music taste has kind of been steering back towards that type of stuff. So maybe I'll get back into it. I'm going to start drumming again soon. So we'll see if... I got roasted, by the way. Is there any drummers in chat that have ever drummed before? I'm getting like called out in clip channel comment sections here and there for saying that drumming works your shoulders. Like, these guys just lie. Drumming absolutely is a shoulder workout. And that's what I'm being called out for. I'm a drummer and I've never felt it in my shoulders. And you ain't drummed for long enough or hard enough then. It absolutely works your shoulders massively. It's like hitting a speed bag, but like in a different way. It really is. It massively gets your delts. You know? You clip that, yeah, I know. It builds shoulder endurance, absolutely. You can get strong off of it. And, you know? You said you have capped delts. There's videos. I do. But okay. All good, whatever. I don't know, I feel like everyone just went at me like it wasn't true, like I was waffling, but it actually is true. You can get toned arms and shoulders off of drumming. It really does help. A little bit of a different dynamic there. Bro's gonna change Europe but can't drive. I just never learned. I never saw the point of it when I was younger. Because the thing is, I never could afford a car when I was younger. Everyone else in my school, because I did quite well educationally. So I went to a school in an area where a lot of the kids I was hanging around, their parents would get them a car and pay for their insurance. And I could never. That's never going to happen for me. So I never drove when I was like 17, 18, 19, 20. And then around then, I started working from home on my YouTube channel. So I never saw the point in driving. And I used to get a lift to work for someone I worked with. So I never saw the point. And in my thing, I thought, I want to learn how to drive close to when I'm actually going to drive. So otherwise I'll forget how to by the time. I know you don't forget, but I'd rather learn fresh than start driving rather than never drive for 5 years and then get a car. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get my license and shit sorted. I know. I will. Thank you for the 2. There's your picture. I'm also I'm close to central London, so if you know, you know. It's like being in the middle of New York. There's not much you can do with a car anyway. Like, you don't need to drive really to get around. When I was younger, I didn't need to drive anyway. Do you think what would your mugshot look like? I don't know what I would look like for my mugshot. I'd probably mew or like that and mog the camera. You know what I'm saying? Definitely try and look hot on a mugshot. If I'm going to go to jail, at least let me go viral on Twitter. That's all. That's the game with a mugshot as a guy. You just want one woman on Twitter to say, I can change him. Then you've won, you know? Just, you know, you do little hunter eyes. One of them ones, you know? Really, really show him the folds of the eyelids, you know? The brow ridge, all of that. You know how it goes. I'd do a Hamzat face. Or I'd just be like this. You know? Like I didn't just do a horrific crime. A little Dr. Evil one. Yo, MMA Guru really thinks he exists. I know, sometimes it does get like that. You know? Rub your hands together. Yeah, do this. Get caught with an investment fund. Give one of those. Now do a silly one. Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to hit the police officers with that. Now a silly one. After the mugshot. Commit some horrific crime, get a mugshot and go, okay, now a silly one to the policeman. Thank you for the $5. Never seen the back of your head? Is that where your conjoined twin hides? No. No, you saw the back of my head in the Duplessis vlog. I was on camera a bunch in that with the back of my head shown. Thank you for the 5. No, I don't have a conjoined. Appreciate that very much indeed. I understand how people dislike how Tapuria promotes himself, but if they're not a fan of his style, then how can you be a fan of the sport? Absolutely true. I'm such a Tapuria fan. And even when it comes to how he promotes himself, is it really that bad? He doesn't low blow with trash talk. He's not a degenerate. You know, like, I really like Ilya. I've always liked Ilya, and I've paid attention to Ilya for a long time. I don't know why everyone was against him. I know because they love Holloway and Volk so much, right? At the time, at least for Volk, but they've always loved Holloway, of course. But I've always thought Ilya is like a good representative of a man, in all honesty. Imagine, like, the dude is literally only held back by the fact that he's 5'6". You know? Yeah, we need you here, man. You're fighting a good fight. Thank you for the £2. I appreciate you, No Flood. Will you ever go to a UFC live event? I will, yeah. Someday I will. I imagine there's one day where I'll go and I'll get cheered. That'd be cool. Imagine. Do you think I would get cheered, chat, if I went to a UFC live event? Just being real, not trying to roast me and insult me. If I got shown on the camera at like a UFC London for like Jones Aspinall, let's say, am I getting cheered, booed? Am I getting a reaction from the crowd? If they show me on cam during Jones Aspinall, am I getting some pop of noise? Not cheer, or change it to not cheer. Just, am I getting a pop? Like a reaction? Beanie on. While they show me, beanie on, and then a graphic comes up, MMA Guru. And I do that, or I do something else. I don't know. I probably wouldn't do that. I don't know YP from that thingy. I just lied there. It's sometimes obvious when I lie, but the bits where I'm being serious, I don't lie, chat. I don't lie. If I lied, I would say I get pussy all the time. Let's just be honest with ourselves here, man. You just lied right there. I know, but that was obviously like, I don't know YP from 1-4, obviously. I thought this guy would say shut up and laugh about it by me saying that, but he said, no way you know YP. So I was like, okay, I should maybe come clean that I lied. Obviously, I don't know YP, one of the leaders of 1-4, the gang in Australia. Duke Mayo is solid. I've never had Duke Mayo. Thank you for the $2. Too obvious of a lie, though. Yeah. I believe him, yeah. When do we get the card breakdown? Today, some point today. I'm going to record it after this and post it in the evening today. Lying is kind of fun, yeah. Puke Mayo. All right. Joking does not count as lying. True. No, I don't lie. About the serious things, I don't lie. I haven't made up stories. You know what I rate Tim Welch in America? I don't know if you guys are aware of what he's doing right now, but he's building his own. So he has a ranch and land in Arizona with O'Malley, and they both own a ton of land. Even though O'Malley's degenerate, I know. I actually believe in this system that they're building over there. They have their own land and compound, and their houses are kind of connected, and they have their own farm life and shit like that. I don't know if you've seen all of this. But Tim Welch they've got their own schooling system there now. They're trying to build their own schooling system, and Tim Welch is incorporating martial arts into the schooling system a lot, and also doing main core lessons in there as well. And all of the kids from the community on their compound go to this same school. So I kind of rate him on that in terms of his mindset and shit like that. But yeah, I think he's a cool dude, and I think he's a good mind in general. But I used to all the time when I was working, especially as well. Before Shane Gillis even blew up, I used to watch MSSP sometimes. I didn't say Quam Brown or whatever, Artemis. Who did I say was the most? Figueiredo is very... Yeah, Deiveson Figueiredo. Anthony Pettis is another one. Anthony Pettis historically is an incredibly underrated fighter. But yeah, Deiveson Figueiredo. That was the take, right? It was Pettis and Figueiredo. Figueiredo, incredibly underrated. Let me put it this way about Deiveson Figueiredo, and then we'll get back to donations. You would think about him as just another contender. But when you look at his legacy that he's had. So, he gets to the UFC undefeated 14-0. Okay? Goes into a Hussier Formiga fight. Breaks his hand in that fight. Loses to Hussier Formiga. Becomes 15-1. Then he beats... By the way, on the come up, he beat Jared Brooks. Fucking very underrated win. GOAT legacy-wise when it comes to the smaller divisions. Jared Brooks is a monster. And has gone on to achieve great things since then. Beat Morales, which was... Moraga was... Remember when Moraga was like a killer in a division? And people were like, dude, John Moraga, he's a wild puncher. Put him down, finished him. Pantoja beat him, decision. Tim Elliott, Benavidez twice, Perez. Draw with Moreno that he should have won. He should have won because they gave it to Moreno based on the 5th round, and he definitely won the 5th round. The Moreno lost, the Moreno win, the Moreno loss. Font Garbrandt Vera, bam, bam, bam. Then a fucking great scrap with Jan. Very, very underrated legacy does Figueiredo have. Very underrated. 2-time flyweight champion. Defended the belt at flyweight as well in between all of that. 3-fight win streak at bantamweight since then. All against ranked opponents at the time of fighting him other than Garbrandt, who might have been number 15 at the time that he fought him. But yeah, incredible. And now he's got a Sandhagen fight. So if he picks up this one, I mean, very, very underrated legacy. Love Figueiredo. And also, something and again, when it comes to Figueiredo being underrated, when I tell you this, you will not, and you know it at the time, you know exactly what I'm going to mention that he did. If any fighter did this in the current era, they would be an immediate superstar, but Figueiredo never fucking got that shit. Listen to what he did. Fights Alex Perez, okay, on the November the 21st, 2020, defends his title against Alex Perez, finishes him in the 1st round. 21st of November, 2020. 3 weeks later, he defends his title again against Brandon Moreno in the draw and goes to war with him. 3 weeks, back-to-back pay-per-view. 3-week difference. 2 title defenses. Should have won the Moreno fight. Think about his weight cut to flyweight as well. No one gives Figueiredo the credit he deserves, man. Everyone talks, oh, dude, do you see this guy? This guy fought once every 2 months. He's defending his belt 3 weeks between each other. And giving him a finish in the Perez fight and a fucking war in the Moreno fight the first time. So incredibly underrated. But I'm done glazing Figueiredo now. But he deserves it. I love Figueiredo. One of my favorite fighters. Best fighter who never won a belt. Thanks for the years of entertainment, Guru. Thank you for the 5. Best fighter who never won a belt. At this point, you have to say undeniably it's Dustin Poirier. Is that right or wrong, chat? You have to say undeniably it's Dustin Poirier. I think that has been confirmed over the past few years. But a few years ago, it was kind of up in air who's the best fighter to never win a belt. You have to undeniably say Dustin Poirier at this point. I don't even think it's a bad take. I think that's bulletproof. I don't know who you can say otherwise. I would take a sneaky one that isn't like the best to not win one, but is like an honorable mention in general, is Carlos Condit. I always thought he beat Lawler in the rematch. He nearly finished GSP in his prime. So I think that, he was there. Tony Ferguson in his prime as well, of course. I'm just trying to chuck out some ones you wouldn't really think of, that's all. Chimaev's not even had a career yet. Shut up. And he nearly lost to Usman on 1 week's notice and nearly lost to Gilbert Burns. Shut the fuck up. Thank you for the 4 months of membership. Random question. Do you follow Danny Christie at all? Non-stop in Europe wasn't enough. You know what I mean? Maybe it needs to get a little bit more obvious and worse. Do you know what's up with Moik's shoulder? Does it affect? Yeah, he's broken his collarbone. I hope he gets it recovered. If he's not taking the Gaethje fight, which he isn't now, he needs to get that shoulder fixed because, this next run's probably going to be his last. And if he loses another fight, he's probably going to be done anyway. What's to go? You and Drickus beefing? No, me and Drickus are cool. I think I was speaking to Mark Hume the other day. I messaged him. He messaged back. So I think we're cool. I think I just don't want to talk to him every fight. I want fresh, fresh interaction, So I just wanted to, and also the other thing about not interviewing Drickus for the Strickland fight was, if we're being real, was I'd love to interview Drickus again. And for his next fight, I'm absolutely going to interview Drickus. But I tried to push for the Strickland interview first, and then now I didn't get it. Now I'm fucking desperately trying to interview Drickus on fight week, spamming messages. You know what I mean? I don't want him to be considered a reserve option. So I just thought, you know what? I didn't get the Strickland interview. I wanted the Strickland interview. I don't want to have to resort to Drickus. I want him to be my first choice for an interview, which he will be when he fights Chimaev. I just wanted to interview Strickland because I thought it'd be like a bucket list moment, But I owe Cameron Simon an interview. When's he fighting next? Because I am going to interview him on the channel. I owe him that at least. It's his last chance as well. He has to win this next one. So I'm rallying for him all the way.